In all of the films that you've done, Robin Wright, in each case has your costume, your apparel, somehow influenced how you feel about the character. And obviously in MOLL Flanders, you have a whole kind of fashion that I guess women just don't wear today, and so it must have been somewhat foreign to you.
I mean, it always helps, you know, those accessories in a character, regardless of the period. It matters tremendously what you wear, but I don't think it differs from movie to movie.
But I've never figured out why at a time in English history when the streets were just muddy and dirt everywhere, why women would wear skirts that drag the ground.
I know. Pants were not acceptable.
There you go. Any research that you did personally into this period and women's roles in that society, apart from what you got into the script, that you did on your own?
I didn't really do that much research. I mean, I was encouraged not to read the Defoe novel and, you know, research anything much on MOLL Flanders, only because he took so little from the book. He really created his own story, and there wasn't much I had to do in that arena. There was it was on the paper.
Because I think it may be a surprise to some viewers to use that time-honored phrase, this is not a portrait of a lusty, bawdy wench. Excuse me, but that's the Defoe. You're going for something a little bit more serious, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me a little bit about your concept of MOLL as a reflective, very thoughtful person.
Yeah, and I think it was more of a philosophical approach to that whole characterization of somebody. You know, the metaphors of her actions. And it all came down to, you know, believing in fate and believing in her heart.
I'm fascinated by how soap operas anymore provide the valuable training ground that so many actors need now, because there doesn't appear to be much else except the stage. Did your days on Santa Barbara prove to be a benefit in the long run, now that you're on the big screen?
Sure. I think any kind of training like that, I mean, especially, you know, the discipline that is demanded of day in and day out, and the long hours, and the memorization, you're working with 3 cameras. So technically I felt like I had gone to college, and I learned about when my instincts were right and when they were wrong, and that was a tremendous help for when I got into film. I didn't have maybe so many fears.
There really isn't much else besides that for young actors, is there, in terms of day-to-day experience?
I think, you know, if you're with an acting coach and in a workshop for a period of time, which I never continued, unfortunately. I never lasted that long.
I'm sure you probably had the question before, but when you're working with such a rich variety of apparel and props and things, do you ever want to take anything with you? A gown, a necklace, anything as a keepsake, so to speak?
Yeah, I actually ordered some of those gowns. I said to send them to me. They never did. I took my cross with me.
Where is it now?
Yeah. It's at home.
Many movies sort of inspire new fashion styles, new from old. Think that might happen here in any way?
I think it already has.
Really?
The whole Romeo, the Juliet dresses, they've come back in now.
And anything else? The Romeo, what is that? A Romeo and Juliet dress?
It's the Juliet, it was like, there was a name for it. You know, it's what they call it now is a baby doll dress. I mean, there's so many designs that even the costumer took from pictures of today that, you know, were reproductions of the past to make MOLL costumes.
Had you been to Ireland before?
Yeah, I'd made a movie there before.
So you knew what to confront? It was wonderful?
Yep.
That's what I hear. As we go out of here, when people come to see MOLL Flanders, they've never heard of a woman named MOLL Flanders. They've never read Defoe. Is that good or bad?
I think it's good because it's so definitely Penn's creation. It's a woman's story. And in that sense, it's, you know, you can use any alias. It doesn't really have to be the ideal characterization of that person.
And so you did not feel constrained in any way by a preconceived notion either?
No, not at all. Not at all.
All right, thank you very much, Robin Wright.
Thanks.
We are here in New York City talking about MOLL Flanders, and I'm John Tibbetts for KCTV5.